Welcome to this edition of On the Scene. I'm your host, Tim Butler. Today we're going to be talking with Suffolk Public Library about their upcoming technology, and also we're going to be talking to them about their new reading challenge coming up. Stay tuned. Welcome back to this edition of On the Scene. I'm your host, Tim Butler. Today I'm here joined by Megan Mulvey, the Outreach and Program Services Manager, and Matthew Thompson, PhD, Community Services Librarian with the Suffolk Public Library. And we're going to be talking about the Winter Reads Challenge and the Flip the Script event. So,
thanks for having us.
Thank you guys for being here. Very glad to have you guys here. Got a lot of interesting and fun stuff going on. So let's talk about the reading challenge.
Okay, so the Winter Reading Challenge, which we're also naming Suffolk Reads 2.0,
2.0
is our second go round at a program funded by Shark Tank entrepreneur Mark Cuban.
Yes.
And this is an opportunity for us to engage the Suffolk community in a fun reading activity and also have the opportunity to win substantial funding for our library.
Yeah.
Okay. Last year we participated in this, and last year our goal was what we started off with 3,000 was our initial goal, and we very much surpassed that.
We did. We had a wonderful participation. I think we got up to 8,000. No, I think it was even past that. I don't remember the final total. It was so far and beyond what we had expected that the numbers just got kind of silly at one point.
Okay, and so our goal this year is to get to what number?
We are hoping to get to 8,000 this year. We really challenged ourselves because we've seen what the community can do last year, and also during the summer challenge. We had a challenge, I think, and we met 8,000. So Suffolk has shown us that they can read a lot.
we can do this. We can meet this goal of 8,000 for the month, and hopefully, like, not just meet the 8,000, but like surpass that.
Surpass that, and we are hoping to meet that goal by the 25th of the month, so that at Flip the Switch event at the North Suffolk Library on the 26th of January, so that we can unveil the tech that the Friends of the Suffolk Public Library have or will purchase for us.
Okay.
So we are hoping that that little incentive and unveiling will be exciting for the community.
Okay, for those that may not know, how can somebody get involved in this reading challenge? What do they have to do in order to register? What do people have to do that may not know how to get involved?
Anyone can register from the public library's website, or you can call your local branch of the library, and a librarian can help you register over the phone.
Okay.
And if you're in the library, we can walk you through the process in person.
Okay. Now, with it, I know that it's a reading challenge, so you're there to read books and things like that. Are there certain books, or is it just any book you want to read, or
any book that you want to read? And for children, it can be any book that you read to them.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, is there a certain age for that, or is it just children ages particular thing, or?
We want everybody.
0 to 100. Everybody is invited to participate.
Okay. Okay.
Everyone. So really, if you read a book, we just want you to keep track of the title of the book and log that in your account that you'll make online. And for every book entered, you get an entry into a drawing for a prize. For a fantastic prize.
So this would be a great opportunity for preschools, babysitters. If you have 5 children, 10 children, then you read the book 5 times, 10 times for each individual child in the classroom.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. So it's great to kind of hear that and hear about the whole reading aspect, because I have a child who's young, and so we read her a book every single night. So that means every single night we read her a book. We could easily submit that in and have that.
You are allowed to repeat the title. So if you read Goodnight Moon every night before bed, then Goodnight Moon counts once every night.
Time.
That's right.
Yep.
Okay.
I like to kill 2 birds with 1 stone and have my 9-year-old son read to my 5-year-old daughter, and they get to count the book that
Okay.
they read
So
together.
it goes for both of them
of
read
them.
it, but it goes to both of them. You know, one of them
Yeah.
read it to the other. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's very cool. When is the cutoff date for registering for this?
People are welcome to register now.
Okay.
That link is active on the library website.
Mm-hmm.
And
There's no,
there's no cutoff
deadline.
deadline.
Okay. So if somebody kind of jumps in in the middle of January,
Yeah.
they're still able to register, and everything will still count towards
Totally.
everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they've been reading and they hear about the program on the last day. They can log everything that they've read in January.
Okay.
That's right.
Awesome. Well, let's kind of move on now and go on towards the Flip the Switch event. I know it's going to be on January 26th from 11 a.m. until 3. So what can you guys kind of tell me about that?
Well, it's going to be one of our large events to kick off. Well, it's going to be the kickoff event for our Year of Tech.
Mm-hmm.
We're calling that Year of Tech, What the Tech?
What the tech?
What the tech?
Yeah, I'm very excited about the name. It's awesome. A staff member came up with it. And during the year of What the Tech, we will be doing more technology-based programming, introducing new equipment and tools and gadgets into the community. We will be just looking for opportunities to incorporate technology into what we do as a library and in the community in general. So the event will be like the kickoff of that.
Okay.
There will be tech demonstrations, and there will be little like demos and classes, and really it's going to be just an event for all ages to learn something new, try something new.
And I think the new emphasis on technology really underscores how libraries are not just about books. We're about education, entertainment, enrichment.
There for the entire community to come together and to learn these different things.
And there's so many different pathways that you can reach those goals
Yeah.
in addition to books.
Yes, in addition to books.
In addition to books. I agree. It's been kind of really nice to see how libraries have kind of evolved over the years to kind of stay up with changing times and everything else as things are going on.
Absolutely.
So I know there's going to be like 4 different zones at the Flip the Switch event. The Code and Cog zone, the Green Scene, the Gaming zone, and the Make and Create. What can you tell me about each of those zones?
Well, each of the zones is like a different take on technology element. In the Code and Cog zone, you're going to get an opportunity to do some hands-on coding, play with Codapillars, which are like little, they look like caterpillars, and they're like a toy to teach kids about coding. And we have actually a lot of those at the library. We're excited about using those in our programs.
Okay.
We're going to be doing some just like basic coding and then go beyond that to, we recently had an hour of code program at the library that was really well attended. Actually,
fun.
you did that.
Yeah, there's all kinds of coding video games that we played on
Neat.
PCs and on the
Okay.
iPads.
Yeah.
And we had good attendance too.
Awesome.
Okay.
And then in the we'll have a crafting area where you can make a Minecraft craft
Okay.
and do some painting with our Autobots. Those are like little spherical robots, and you can get them all painted up, gooped
Yeah.
up, and get
Drive
them
them
go.
around on some paper.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Creative art kind of thing.
yeah.
Okay.
So there are some creative outlets and some more practical things that people will be learning, and then you can just get silly in front of the green screen and take pictures. We'll have some great community partners there as well, so that'll be sharing their expertise, and yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. Speaking of taking pictures, we are going to be hosting a drone photographer.
Okay.
And hopefully we'll get a chance to take some crazy pictures.
Very nice. Well, it sounds like it's going to be a really great and exciting time to really kind of come out and kind of learn and kind of see all the different technologies that the Suffolk Public Library has to offer. Is there anything else you guys would kind of like to touch on?
Yes. We didn't mean to make this like such a grand reveal, but we do want to talk about the prizes that we have for winter
Absolutely.
reading.
For participants who register through the library's website on Beanstack,
Yeah.
you are entered into a raffle drawing for each individual book that you read. You receive one chance to win the prize, which will be a shopping spree at the Friends of the Public Library bookstore
Okay.
on Carolina Road.
Yeah.
And those prizes will be awarded to kid, teen, and adult readers.
Okay, so everybody has an opportunity, no matter what your age, to be able to win a prize for reading books.
That's true.
We
Yeah.
even we do have a prize for the 0 to 5 group. We want to make sure that they get a chance to participate as well. So they will be, we will have one winner who will get a coding kit,
Okay,
like
very
a
cool.
kid coding kit.
Kid coding kit, something that they can actually use and play with and kind of really enjoy for their age group right now.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So there are some personal reasons to be involved, but also as a community, we really want to get a shot at getting that $35,000, a piece of that $35,000 award from.
So that all that can kind of go back to the library and continue to serve our community.
Exactly.
Okay, awesome. Thank you guys again for being a part of this segment today, and thanks for showcasing everything that Suffolk's got coming up in their public library system.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Stay tuned, more on the scene next. Welcome back. We're joined by Bill Edwards Bodmer, Emerging Technologies Librarian, and Dr. Jennifer Brown, Youth and Family Services Manager, to talk a little bit about Suffolk Public Library's 2019 What the Tech Initiative. How are you guys doing today?
Doing great.
Thanks.
So, I see a couple of things out on our table. What would you guys kind of like to talk about first?
Sure. So let's start with our Osmo over here. So this is a really great technology that connects an iPad to this kind of whiteboard here. It makes kind of almost an analog technology where you're actually like writing with a pen and a pad, and then creates it kind of digitally within the iPad. So I'll let Bill kind of show a little bit about what it does.
So what's really cool about these is they're like a series of different interactive apps that you can use. So this is like a more creative drawing one, and then there's one to teach math and numbers and reading and stuff like that. But this is a fun one. So it just interacts with what you draw. So right now it's asking me to draw a balloon. So I'm just going to draw a simple balloon like that, and I'll tap OK. And then he's going to pull the balloon into the screen.
Okay.
Like so. There we go. And so that balloon is what I just drew.
It's what you drew on the paper. Okay.
So kids can have a great time with this. There's a whole different different series of things they can do with this as far as drawing different stuff, and the kid will interact with the figure on the screen.
Okay.
Yeah, so what's really great about this particular one is that it's almost like a storytelling app. So the main character is telling a story, but he wants like to draw you in and like get you interacting with the story itself. And so that's why Bill drew the balloon, and it kind of makes a digital creation.
With everything that's going on with
So kids who are really kind of at that stage where they're learning how to read, or they're kind of early readers, it's a really great way to get them engaged with a story. Even if they're not reading words on the screen, it's still a great way to do that. And this technology is really great too, because there's a racing one that Hot Wheels does.
Awesome.
So you kind of interact kind of on the board of like trying to get your cars to race faster or whatnot, and then you actually see what's happening on the screen and you compete with other people. Yeah.
So if someone's interested in using this equipment, how would they be able to do it?
Okay, so right now we're primarily offering them during our programs. So we have a STEM club that's for elementary age kids, where we're featuring the Osmos early in 2019. We also use them in some of our Preschool Friday programs as well. We have been focusing more and more on STEM even for the earlier kids, so they'll be available there as well. And then in 2019, what we're hoping to do is kind of having some free play opportunities opportunities where we put our tech out and let kids kind of explore as they go. So that's part of that, what the tech initiative is, making it more accessible.
So it's going to be something where they can't actually take it home, but they'll be able to come to the library and use it at the library at these designated times and maybe have some free time opportunity to be able to use it during that time.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. So what do we have next? Caterpillar?
Yes, this is our Codapillar. So I'm not going to run it because he's just going to go straight off the table. But the idea is that it's to kind of teach basic coding skills for younger kids. So kind of like that 3 to 5 year old range. And really the fundamentals of coding are just instructions. I tell a computer program to do something and then it does it, right? So what's really great about this Codapillar is you build your own code. And so if I wanted to tell I've named him Charlie, so his name is Charlie.
Okay.
If I wanted to tell Charlie to go straight, I put the straight arrow in, and then I tell him to go left, I put the left arrow in, and they're kind of USB ports. So we just connect them in, and then I want to tell him to go straight again, connect them in. They're very durable because young children, use them on a regular basis. And then you connect it to the whole thing. And then what we would do is we would just hit power. He kind of reads the code, and then he does exactly what it's told to do.
Okay.
Yep.
And you said that was for ages?
Usually about like 3 to 5 year olds. It's really good for.
Okay. Okay. Getting with patterns and things like that as well.
Yep.
Okay.
Or it's really great if you almost set up an obstacle course or something like that, and you try to get him to go through the obstacle course. It's really just thinking about the logic of I need him to go forward and then I need him to go left. And those
what do I
sorts of
need to
things.
do in order to do that? And you set it up the way it needs
Exactly.
to go. Okay. And what will he be used? What programs will he be used in? And is it the same where he'll be able to be used at the library, but not really to be?
Correct.
Okay.
So these are all things that are accessible in the building. We don't have a checkout for them at the moment, but yeah. So we would use these in kind of our Preschool Friday programs, and again in that open play kind of setting.
Okay. All right.
And then if you want to talk about
Yes. The last thing we have here is the Makey Makey. And so what the Makey Makey is basically just this little controller right here. And this connects to your computer via a USB port. And basically what it does is it allows you to control different games and apps with this controller. And so basically you can connect anything to it that conducts electricity. So that's why we have this this banana here, because this will conduct electricity. So any fruits or vegetables, Play-Doh,
anything that has water in it.
water, people.
Okay.
So anything that can conduct electricity, you can connect to it and make it a controller. So if I hold this ground switch and I touch the banana, it'll make the bongo sound. And basically, I'm completing a circuit because it's going through the computer, the controller, the banana, and then me, and then I complete the circuit. And so I can even high-five Jennifer here and make the other on the other bongo.
Because I'm
sound.
completing the circuit here.
Yep. So we can just high-five and make a banana a bongo sound like that. So it's super cool. Kids can get really creative with it and hook up all kinds of things with it. I saw one really cool video where kids set up different dipping sauces and had a clip in dipping sauces, and they were dipping chicken nuggets and pizza into the sauces and making sounds and stuff with it. So it's really neat and really creative.
Yeah, so you're not only just interacting with technology and kind of learning what's out there, but you're also learning about things like circuitry and electronics and how things work and how you need to, have a conductivity in order to make the circuit work, or a closed circuit in order to make all this work, or even having a ground, because if Bill drops the ground and he's not using it, my banana doesn't work. So.
Okay. What will you guys be using the Makey Makey with?
Kind of the same
same
thing,
programs?
except with the addition of we have a Teen Tech Trek program that they'll be used pretty heavily in that program.
In January. With that.
Okay. With this, so would this mainly be used for those older kind of kids?
No, we've used them for all ages. So we start out with some younger kids, and now we use them with the teens. And so they're really creative, and so you can do pretty much anything with them. So I think they're really age appropriate for anybody who just wants to have fun and
Kind of learn a little bit.
Yeah, they're pretty adaptable. So the younger kids are probably just going to kind of explore. They might not understand that they're making a circuit. They might, but with the older kids, you can kind of give them that background information and kind of explain that this is a real world kind of thing that we're doing here. And you could even talk about circuits in other places and stuff. So it's a great learning opportunity.
Awesome. Is there anything else you guys would kind of like to share or touch base on?
So I think just the biggest takeaway is that 2019 is our What the Tech, and so we are going to be doing quite a bit of technology-based programming. We're hoping to kind of unveil new technology every once in a while just to make it accessible to the public. That's kind of what we see our role is, that you might not have these things at home, but they're great opportunities, especially for kids, and we want to make them accessible.
Okay, so what they'll be able to do is in this new year is really learn a lot about different technologies that you guys have to offer, and be able to kind of come to the library and kind of learn a little bit more about how to use them, and be able to play around with them a little bit more and kind of develop and grow a little bit more as they're there.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Well, thank you guys so much for being here today and kind of demoing a couple of different things that are going to be available at the Suffolk Public Library.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
That'll do it for this edition of On the Scene. We'll see you next time.